Thoroughbred Action is presented by Hardacre Farm.
Welcome to Thoroughbred Action from Gulfstream Park. I'm Ron Nicoletti. What a day of racing. It's the final leg of the Florida Sire Stakes Series. 14 races. Pete Aiello's got those track and weather conditions.
It's a 14-race spectacular on closing Saturday of the 2018 summer meeting here at Gulfstream Park. With the first of the day over the turf at 1.16 miles. The turf is firm. The track was fast here today. Claimers in for a price tag of $10,000. Scratch the 13 and 14, a field of 12. The favorite was number 1, Big Clue.
Racing at Gulfstream. From between horses, the Stifler was away quickly. Up to challenges Salute and Serve. From the far outside goes Omened By, trying to get some forward position. No Nino is down toward the inside. Following him to the first turn is Big Clue with Irish Letters 3 wide. Racing in between that pair is Il Biondo. He's about 4 lengths off the lead. Then Ere, who drops over to the inside and races 3 ahead of Moon Lover. He's about 8 lengths off the lead. Then Sweets, who's third last. Second last inside is Circle Away, and the early trailer is Angelino. Opening quarter, 24-1 as they roll into the backstretch. It's the Stifler in front at 30-1, leads by a length and a quarter. Second is Salute and Serve on the outside, Omened By third. No Nino parked at the rail fourth. Back to fifth, it's Il Biondo. Then Irish Letters 3 wide, Big Clue toward the fence. 2 lengths back to Ere, who works a length in advance of Circle Away. Il Biondo is trying to get a move on. Angelino's at the inside, 3 wide Sweets. Moon Lover is last. The opening half mile went in 49-3. There's less than half a mile to run in the race, and the Stifler continues to lead. The Stifler around the far turn on top by 2. No Nino gets first run at the leader. Second toward the inside. Big Clue starts to make up ground. He's third and looking to angle for racing room. Ere's going to follow Big Clue. Wide on the course is Irish Letters trying to get underway. Angelino is also underway, but he'll be very wide off the turn as they run past the quarter-mile pole. Here's Big Clue into the clear and on the attack for Paco Lopez. He takes the lead well in hand. Ere split horses and come on for second with No Nino. Down the center and Angelino. Final eighth of a mile. Big Clue roused up top and finding plenty. Paco dropped the stick, but he doesn't need it as Big Clue is clear. It's Big Clue to win the Saturday opener by 2.5. No Nino second. Angelino third. Then Ere and Sweets in 1:46 left.
Number 1, Big Clue gets a very good trip from veteran reinsman Paco Lopez and secures the lead and the win in today's first race. Under jockey Paco Lopez for Bobby DeBona and Mary Chamberlain. 2, No Nino second. 11, Angelino ran third. To the second race, the start of the early pick 4, 1 mile over the main track. First running of the FTBOA Florida Sire Stakes Wildcat Air Division. A field of 6, all the money on number 2, Mo Cash.
And they're off in the Wildcat Air. Good start for Dunk and a good start for Weiser from between horses. Front loaded is up on the outside and up to challenge for the top. Taken in hand early are Mocash and Noble Drama. And Mr. Jordan is last of all, but he's not far away as they line up for the early lead. Arundel is 1-2 early. The leader is Dunk by a half a length. Weiser is there second. Front-loaded, reined off the speed today. Third by Paco. 4 wide and Noble Drama. Then down at the inside is Mr. Jordan, who's in a bit tight. And Mo Cash is likewise in a bit tight. No racing room for the 2 favorites. They're last and second last behind a 23-4 opening quarter. Down the backstretch they go, 5 furlongs left to race. The rail is open now for Weiser, and Jeffrey Sanchez sends him through to take the lead from Dunk, who's now flanking the leader in second. That was good news for Mr. Jordan as Zayas moved him into a pocket, and he's now third. Mo Cash is still awaiting racing room. Now Vasquez sees a 3 wide opening, and he'll go on the attack with the big favorite. Noble Drama very wide, and at the back is front loaded. Less than 3/8 remain, and Weiser has the lead. On the outside, Mo Cash trying to get after him second. Dunk is back to third. Noble Drama wide on the outside, but he's still in contention. Mr. Jordan has yet to pick up his feet with a 1/4 mile left to go. They went the opening half mile in 46-2. Weiser is dead game, and Weiser cuts the corner and battles back with Mo Cash on the outside. Miguel Vasquez now asking Mo Cash for his best. He's at the 8th pole with the advantage, but Noble Drama continues to charge at him on the outside. Noble Drama's going to make Mo Cash earn it. Mo Cash at the 16th pole with the narrow lead. Noble Drama surging, and Noble Drama's got got him. It's Noble Drama to spring the upset. Second, Mocash. Third, Mr. Jordan. Then Weiser at 137-1.
First stake of the day results in a major upset as number 5, Noble Drama, a 3-year-old tackling older horses and parked wide every step of the way. Neither of those things deterred the son of Gone Astray from getting the victory under a strong ride from Nick Juarez, trainer Dave Fawkes, and owner Harold Queen. Second, number 2, Mocash, and third was the 1, Mr. Jordan. Time for a commercial break. Still a lot of action to get to. Don't go away.
Welcome to my playground. To my playground. To my playground. You wanna play nice, here we go. To my playground.
Back now for the third race of the afternoon. Maiden claimers over the main track at 6 furlongs in for a price tag of $10,000. Scratch number 7, Fend for Yourself. A field of 8, heavily favored. Number 6, Sunshine Smiles.
And they're off. Slow to go was Patient Exchange. Also last early is Tapete Claire. Sunshine Smiles begins well and goes looking for the early lead. Belinda moves to be second. Down at the inside, Patient Exchange recovers after a stutter step start to race a joint third alongside Vino de Pago and Jenna Dawn. A gap of 3 to Get Over It, who's 3 better than White Beauty. Out the back door early, Tapete Claire. The odds-on choice at 1-2, Sunshine Smiles heads to the far turn with the advantage of a length and a quarter. Belinda's trying to latch on to her second. Patient Exchange is out the rail third. Jenna Dawn is 3 wide from between horses. Vino de Pago driven 5th and about 4 lengths off the lead. Then Tapete Claire, who starts to get a rally going ahead of Get Over It as they run to the top of the stretch. 23-1 for an opening quarter speed. Paco hasn't moved his hands. He hasn't thought about moving his hands as he's looking over his shoulder. He sees Belinda within a length and a quarter of him, and Tapete Claire winds it up from the back. 3/16 to go. Sunshine Smiles a length and a quarter. Belinda dead game, and Tapete Claire now starts to get her mind to business, and she's one to worry about. Here she comes. Tapete Claire on the outside as Sunshine Smiles is shortened up, and Tapete Claire is on to the front. 3-1 the price. Tapete Claire the winner. Shifting around, but she won it. Belinda second, Sunshine Smiles third, White Beauty fourth.
The win in today's third race goes to the second choice in the wagering, number 5, Tapete Claire, who was back on quick turnaround for trainer Jaime Mejia and jockey Hector Barrios, Thoroughbred Champions Training Center, the winning owners. Second 8, Belinda. Third was the 6, Sunshine Smiles. To the fourth race now, the Hollywood Beach Stakes on turf at 5 furlongs. A $75,000 event. Scratch number 1, Gator 52. A field of 7. Favorite was the 5, Jackson.
Racing in the Hollywood Beach, and the favorite Jackson was last to start. Toward the inside, the debut runner Bulletin fires to the top. Rayo My King has speed from second, and Harry's on the loose lands a good spot. He's a joint third alongside Sydney's Charisma. 2 back to the inside in Midtown Roads ahead of Nacho Papa, and Jackson, the big favorite, has his back against the wall now. He blew the start and is last of the 7 as Concel kicks it into gear aboard Bulletin, who's up front. Bulletin around the far turn on top by 2.5. Rayo My King is there second, 5 lengths ahead of a rallying Jackson, who's outside of Harry's on the loose. Then Sydney's Charisma, Midtown Rose, and Nacho Papa with a quarter of a mile left to go. Bulletin strong off the turn, now widens to a 4-length lead. Jackson into the clear and charging at him from second. Rayo My King is back to third with less than an eighth to go. It's all Bulletin. A Bulletin is this horse can run, and he's a real deal. Bulletin in the career unveiling wins a stake and wins it by 5 emphatic lengths. Jackson was second. Nacho Papa gets third ahead of Harry's on the loose fourth in 56-4.
Number 5, Jackson, certainly was compromised after a slow beginning, left him last to begin. He figured to be the speed in there. The speed became the first timer. Number 2, Bulletin, who was very impressive in victory. Nobody was beating him today under jockey Eric Concel, who's in town for Todd Pletcher, and ownership Windstar Farm, China Horse Club International, and SF Racing. To the fifth race now, it was a very strong maiden special weight at 6 furlongs. These are 2-year-olds. A scratch of 6 and 7 leaves us with a field of 8. The favorites included the 3, Connolly Station, and the 5, Zenden.
And they're off. Level beginning. Soon after the start, Return the Star checked to last, and now checking to second last is Connolly Station. Good news for Jamaican, who fires to the top and puts a neck on top of Country Singer, who's away in second. Ariva Durla made the start today and is out of there third. Mr. Edgar down at the inside fourth ahead of Zenden. 2 lengths back to the outside in Gold Ducat. Then it's another 2 to Connolly Station, who tries to play catch up, and 5 to the trailer, Return the Star. Past the half mile and moving to the far turn, Jamaican holds the inside edge and the lead. Country Singer is there second, toward the outside. Ariva Durla third. Zenden picks up the leaders sharply, while 4 wide and up into a joint third. Back at the inside, Mr. Edgar. Connolly Station just didn't fire. Return the Star on his outside, and far back now is Gold Ducat with a quarter of a mile left to go. Jamaican still has something in the tank here. Comes off the turn with the lead. Zenden set down for the drive to try to get after him second. Country Singer is now third. Back to fourth, and inside is Mr. Edgar. 1/8 of a mile to go. Jamaican on top. Zenden descending on the leader now, and Zenden has taken over the lead. It's Zenden and jockey Misael Jaramillo, well prepared on debut to win it by almost 2 in the end. Jamaican second. Return the Star from the clouds and up for third. Fourth was Country Singer, then Ariva Durla, 1:11-3.
Word was out coming into today's 5th race that number 5 Zenden was one of many who had some ability in morning workouts. He proves it on the racetrack here today as he gets up to win it under jockey Misael Jaramillo for Victor Barboza Jr. and Peachy Investments. 1 Jamaican was second. 4 Return the Star ran third. We move now to race number 6 on the program, 1 mile over the turf. 2-year-olds of the $75,000 stake variety. Armed Forces Stakes here. Scratch number 3, Bermejo, a field of 9. Favorite was the 9, Timmy M.
And they're off in the Armed Forces Stakes. From the fence, Sold at War breaks right on the money and goes looking for a clear advantage from between horses. Here's Steady Earner up the challenge. 3 wide early is Chinamato. 4 wide is See Now. Concel's trying to get over. Mozo Bello has moved over, so has Timmy M. Sterling Drive is at the rail, and then it's a length back to Louder Than Bombs. Tangible is the early trailer as they chase the speed of Sold at War. Sold at War kicks clear under Hector Barrios to lead the race by 2.5. Racing second is Steady Earner. Sterling Drive is parked at the rail third under Camacho. Back to fourth in Chinamato. 3 wide out there is See Now, then Timmy M. Length and a half to Mozo Bello ahead of an unhurried Louder Than Bombs. Tangible still last behind an opening quarter of an energetic 23-1. Sold at War has a clear advantage. He's going pretty quick though. He leads it by 3.5. Up into second is Sterling Drive inside of Steady Earner. Back to fourth, See Now. Timmy M and Paco Lopez creeping a bit closer. They're fifth and down toward the rail ahead of Chinamato. Louder Than Bombs tries to launch an attack. He's stuck in traffic right now ahead of Mozo Bello, and Tangible is last. Around the far turn they go, less than 3/8 of a mile to run. With the advantage, it's Sold at War by a length and a quarter. Sterling Drive trying to get into the clear, and he has now. He's trying to bridge the gap second. That gives room to Timmy M to follow the leader down toward the inside. Louder Than Bombs is next. See Now is wide, and there's many chances as they wheel home. The rail open for Timmy M. Vasquez comes over the top with Louder Than Bombs. Louder Than Bombs has the momentum out in the center. Timmy M down toward the inside. These two kick on. Louder Than Bombs up for the lead now. Back to second is Timmy M. Well clear of Sterling Drive and Steady Earner. Louder Than Bombs. 2 stakes for Dave Fawkes. Second, Timmy M. Sterling Drive third. Steady Earner fourth. Then Tangible in 1:38 flat.
Number 9, Timmy M, got a picture-perfect trip, and he just got outrun by a better racehorse. That better racehorse was number 2, Louder Than Bombs, who gave up ground around the far turn but had a big stretch kick, giving Dave Fawkes his second stakes victory of the day. Miguel Vasquez on board for owner Sandra New. 9, Timmy M second. 4, Sterling Drive ran third. We go now to the 7th race of the day, the start of the middle pick 4. This race had veteran claimers at 1 mile, in for a price tag of $6,250. Scratch the 9, 10, and the 12. A field of 9. Favorite was the 7, Peace Points.
And they're off. Not a good start for Francesco Appiah. He's last to begin. It was a good start for Dreamy Martini, who heads off for the early lead. From the top shelf, Perfect Tay moves up. Here's Gentle Johnny, and here's Bridal's Holiday to make it a party as they run out of the chute. It's long shot Gentle Johnny who leads by a head. Up on the outside, Bridal's Holiday is there second. Toward the inside, Indian Scout is now moved up to be third. Back to fourth, Dreamy Martini, then Perfect Tay. The big favorite, Peace Points, is a bit keen while trying to secure racing room. Francesco Appiah is next. Solve is second second last, and the early trailer is the stretch running Good and Proper. The opening quarter complete in 24 seconds flat. There's 5 furlongs left to go. With the advantage, Gentle Johnny by a half a length. Brattles Holiday is there. Second, tucked in. Third is Indian Scout. He wants out under Manuel Cruz. Bracketed in by Dreamy Martini. Moving up on the outside is Perfect Tay to make a mid-race move. He's all the way up into third with his neck bowed. Peace Points is going to go very wide on that far turn run. He's only about 3 lengths off the lead. Good and Proper begins to find his best stride. Solve is made up from some ground from last. There's 4 lengths from first to last, and there's 5/16 to go. Gentle Johnny politely backs away, so that opens the rail for Indian Scout, who's sent through by Manuel Cruz to take the lead. Perfect Tay is there. Second, Peace Points is very wide, doing himself no favors there. Francesco Appeal cuts the corner and comes on next with 3/16 to go. Indian Scout now 1/8 of a mile from the money and 3 on top. Peace Points and Francesco Appeal in chase mode, then Good and Proper and Perfect Tay, but the winning move made around the far turn from Manuel Cruz and Indian Scout, who went on the class drop by 2.5. Peace Points was second. Close then for third, Francesco Appeal or Perfect Tay, and 1:38 and 4.
Number 1, Indian Scout, got a heads-up ride from veteran reinsman Manuel Cruz and rode the rail to victory in today's 7th race, springing the upset for trainer Steve Town and owner Grantland Johnson. The favorite, Peace Points, on the other hand, had a lot of ground to cover. He covered too much ground and ended up second. Time for a commercial break. When we come back, we'll roll on Mistakes action, the Our Dear Peggy, right after this.
And Go Zipper is pulling away. Go Zipper blows them away with an eye-opening performance. Odds again has won. Go Zipper kicking clear. Judy the Beauty.
Back now for race number 8 on the program, the Our Dear Peggy Stakes. 1 mile over the turf, 2-year-old fillies race for $75,000. Scratch the 12, 13, and 14, a field of 11. This was a wide open betting race.
And they're off in the Our Dear Peggy Stakes. From between horses, Yako breaks alertly and goes for the early lead. So does Dream on Jilly from her inside. From the far outside, it's Dangerous Curves who's trying to get over. Tugging in between horses is Rosedale in the charge to the first turn. With the inside edge and the lead, Dream on Jilly by a length and a quarter over Yako in second. Rosedale is third. Dangerous Curves floated a bit wide while racing in fourth. A bit special, much closer today. She's racing from fifth and only 4 lengths behind. Then down at the inside goes Big Tina ahead of It's Gotta Be My Way, who's 3 wide. A length and a half better than a well-settled Snowzilla. She's a length better than Miss Unbridled Cat, who's third last. Too Much War is second last. High Holly last of all, behind a 24-2 opening quarter. 5 furlongs left to go, and up front, Dream on Jelly and jockey Eric Consell calling the shots with a length and a quarter advantage over Yako second. Dangerous Curves on the outside is now third. Rosedale is back to fourth. A Bit Special is fifth from between horses. Then It's Gotta Be My Way. Big Tina's next alongside Too Much War. A length and a half to Snowzilla's third last. Second last, Miss Unbridled Cat. Not keeping up is High Holly. They leave the backstretch and move on to the far turn. 3 furlongs left to go. Dream on Jelly committed for home now. She leads by 2.5. Racing in second is Yako. A Bit Special sharply to the leader now and moving into contention. She's third, now second, and trying to get to Dream on Jelly. It's these two off the top of the turn. Dream on Jelly a quarter of a mile from the money and 3 on top. A Bit Special has her in her crosshairs with 1/8 of a mile to go. Mirage gets serious, and A Bit Special has all kinds of talent, and she's starting to figure it out. A Bit Special indeed. A Bit Special takes charge and moves away. She won it by 2.5 going away. Second was Dream on Jelly. Up third, Miss Unbridled Cat, then Snowzilla and Big Tina in 1:37 and 4.
Here's a news flash and an exclusive for those who watch thoroughbred action from Gulfstream Park. The winner of race number 8 is definitely A Bit Special. She's not only a bit special in name, but a bit special in talent, as she is very, very good and gets the stakes victory here today in just her 3rd lifetime start under jockey Romero Mirage for trainer Pat Biancone and owners Mrs. M.B. Magner and Linda Shanahan. We move now to the 9th race of the afternoon, the start of today's Rainbow Six sequence. 6 furlongs over the main track, 2-year-old fillies take center stage. Standing room only here with a field of 14, scratch to 15 and 16, and this was a wide open betting race.
And they're off. Caught them perfectly for 14 of them. Good start out wide for the 14. Speed Bump, who hits the ground running. There goes Malibu Rainbow up to challenge. Talk Back has speed from the rail, and working between horses is Ava's Gift. It's a gap of 2.5 back to Avenida Manana with Busy Signal alongside Platinum Sense. Out wide on the course, Paula Andrea is into the mix early. She's about 5 lengths off the lead. She's racing ahead of Taziri, who's out wide. Then it's a gap of 2 to West Horizon ahead of Dana Grace. Incredible Miss is at the back with Bossy Bride through a 22-3 opening quarter speed. Around the far turn they go, and with the advantage now from between, Ava's Gift takes the lead by a neck. Speed Bump launching a bit on the outside is now second, back to third. Talk Back. Avita Manana is next, wide on the course. Paula Andrea trying to get a rally going. She's 5 wide under jockey Leonel Reyes while set down driving. Trying to run home from the back is Dana Grace, and they're at the top of the stretch. Speed Bump has the lead. Wide on the course, Paula Andrea tries to get to her from between horses. Busy Signal. She's now lunging late for Camacho. The leader is Speed Bump. Busy Signal and Camacho take dead aim at the leader on the outside. Here's Busy Signal at Speed Bump toward the rail. Busy Signal's got her. Busy Signal at 8-1 going away. Speed Bump was second. Up third was Bossy Bride. Close for fourth. Either Paula Andrea or Malibu Rainbow. 112-3.
Wide open betting race, but Ron Nicoletti comes up with a winning blow as number 2 Busy Signal gets the victory at a nice price of 8-1 in her second career outing under jockey Sammy Camacho for trainer Milt Wolfson and NTS Stable. Second, the 14 Speed Bump, and third was the 1 Bossy Bride. She came from way back to close ground and get up for third. We move now to the 10th race of the afternoon. While not the feature race, it was one of the more competitive races on today's racing card, the Mr. Steele Stakes, featuring South Florida's best older turf horses. $75,000 on the line. Scratch the 4 in number 10, so we have a field of 8. The favorites included the 2 Galleon Mast and the 3 Croy.
And they're off in the Mr. Steele Stakes. Croy from between horses was away well to take the early lead from Uncle B, who moves to be second. One of a Kind is looking for rail position, and Swagger Jagger's on the outside. Archer Road is next with Musical Heart. Salute the Colonel second last, and the stretch running Galleon Mast is last of all as they swing into the first turn. Croy has the lead, some token pace pressure from Swagger Jagger on the outside. Zayas has Uncle B in a good spot early, behind the embattled top 2. Down at the inside, One of a Kind is racing from 4th. Musical Heart is 5th, a length better than Archer Road. Paco Lopez second last on Salute the Colonel, and Miguel Vasquez and Galleon Mass bring up the trailing spot through the opening quarter mile in 24 seconds flat. Down the backstretch they go. Camacho wanted Swagger Jagger on the lead, and he gets there. Opening 2 on Croy, who's back to second. Uncle B is third. One of a Kind is 4th. Archer Road trying to get through on the rail. That's not going to work out. To the outside in Musical Heart. Then comes Salute the Colonel, and the trailer is still Galleon Mast. Less than half a mile to go. All in with a chance as they start to sprint around the far turn run. The leader is Swagger Jagger. Croy comes back for more. Uncle B's traveled well into the race so far. He's 3 wide and on a move. Juarez has hold of One of a Kind. He needs some place to go. Archer Road swings into action far outside and Salute the Colonel. Galleon Mast is still last. Vasquez got a wall of horses in front of him, and they're at the top of the stretch with the advantage. Here's Uncle B to take a shot. Archer Road into the clear and coming on down the center. Salute the Colonel and Galleon Mast is lifting late. They come inside the final furlong. Archer Road set down for the drive. Galleon Mast surges at him on the outside from between Salute the Colonel. Here's the line. Archer Road, I think. Archer Road photos with Galleon Mast back to third. Salute the Colonel in 136 and 4.
Number 1, Archer Road, just continues to get better and better and better. He got a stakes victory last time out going farther, but he can run a mile just fine, and he likes to fight. So does the runner-up. They put on a street fight inside the final 1/8 of a mile, with Archer Road getting the victory at 12-1 under Jeffrey Sanchez for Stanley Gold and the Arundel Farm. Number 2, Galleon Mast was second ahead of the 8 Salute the Colonel. All 3 of the top horses fired in the Mr. Steele. We move now to the 11th race of the day. This was the co-feature race of the day, the $400,000 guaranteed My Dear Girl division of the Florida Sire Stakes. 2-year-old fillies to the first finish line at a mile and a 16th. A field of 13, the off-time favorite, number 12, Cookie Dough.
And they're off in the My Dear Girl division of the Florida Sire Stakes. It was a good start. From the far outside, Cookie Dough's trying to avoid being caught very wide, but indeed she is very wide, 8 or 9 deep, as the leader is Murr from the inside gate. Our Prerogative moves to challenge Perspire is toward the rail. First Time Proud 4 wide, 5 wide Mrs. Cruz, then Starship Nala, who's tucked in nicely down toward the inside, and on hold now is Cookie Dough. She's mid-flight after being wide on that first turn. Starship Madonna got inside of her from the 13 post. Then it's a length and a half back to Jessica. She's to the outside of Awesome Hills. Then begin. The two at the back are Blazing Brook and Select Friday. Down the backstretch they go after the opening quarter in 23-3. On the inside, Murr to the outside in Our Prerogative. Now Cookie Dough has got the spot she wants, 3 wide flanking the top duo. Down at the inside, it's Perspire from 4th. Starship Nala is tucked in 5th, then First Time Proud. Trying to make ground as Starship Madonna ahead of Jessica. Blazing Brook is now at the back of the field as Select Friday gets underway with Awesome Hills. Mrs. Cruz is plummeted to last as they round the far turn. Less than 3/8 of a mile to go to the first finish line. Up on the outside, Cookie Dough now makes her presence felt, and she puts a neck on top. Murr is back to 2nd. Starship Nala is 3rd. The rest are really struggling, so we're down to 2 here. It's Cookie Dough or Starship Nala to the finish. Cookie Dough with a 2-length head start on Starship Nala, who's a driven 2nd. Murr is back to 3rd. Perspire is 4th. Blazing Brook comes on next, and they're at the top of the stretch. Jeffrey Sanchez and Cookie Dough less than a quarter of a mile from the money, and 3 on top. Starship Nala can't get her, and nor can anybody else. Cookie Dough for Arundel Farms, Stanley Gold, and Jeffrey Sanchez coming on to the finish with a no doubt about it score in the My Dear Girl. Give it to Cookie Dough. 2nd, Starship Nala. It's close then for 3rd. Blazing Brook rolled home from last to photo with Perspire and Murr in 1:47.2.
2 questions heading into today's My Dear Girl division of the Florida Sire Stakes. The first was whether Cookie Dough would be packed wide around the first turn, and the second whether she could overcome that and win going long. The answer to both of those questions was yes. She did get caught wide on that first turn, but she was able to overcome it, and she wins with something in the tank. Very talented daughter of brethren. Stanley Gold and Jeffrey Sanchez get stakes doubles here today, as do the owner and breeders of this daughter of brethren, Cookie Dough, owned and bred by the Arundel Farm. Congratulations for the victory. Number 5, Starship Nala, was the only one in shouting range late in the race. She was 2nd, ahead of the 2, Blazing Brook, who was dead last early and had to overcome a lot of traffic. She got up to be 3rd. We move now to the 12th race of the afternoon, yet another stakes event today. These were fillies and mares of the older variety in the Monroe Stakes for $75,000. On the turf at a mile and a 16th, scratch number 8, Vendita, a field of 11. This was a wide open betting race.
Racing in the Monroe Stakes. Sweet Story was a step slow to start. Prado Vision was away well. King's Ghost has speed. Lafta is offensive-minded. No Sweat from down toward the inside marches forward. No Sweat and Lafta land 1-2. Lafta now crosses over to take a clear lead. Spanish Harlem now from the top shelf moves to be 2nd from No Sweat, who's now 3rd. On the outside, Unbridled Courage is in and amongst rivals. A couple of them had to slam on the brakes, including Susie B and King's Ghost. Prado Vision is next, passed by Sweet Story. Racing ahead of 3rd last running Lipstick City. Weekend Mischief toward the rail. The trailer is Josti Sanimo. They bend into the backstretch now. Romero Mirage calls the shots aboard the Biancone trained Lafta, who leads a length and a quarter. Up on the outside, Spanish Harlem is 2nd. No Sweat 3rd. Unbridled Courage is back to 4th. 5th is King's Ghost ahead of Sweet Story. Then the gray Susie B ahead of Prado Vision and Lipstick City. 3 back to Weekend Mischief. The trailer is Josti Sanimo. That's the 11 of them with half a mile left to go. The opening half mile went in 51-2 as Lafta's got everything her own way. On the outside, Spanish Harlem is 2nd. No Sweat is 3rd. Unbridled Courage needs to do better. King's Ghost at the inside still has a shot, patiently handled by Paco. Running home is Susie B, 3 wide outside of Sweet Story. Lipstick City is very deep, about 5 wide off the turn as they run to the top of the stretch. Lafta still under confident handling from Romero Mirage, turns first on top. King's Ghost up the inside is going to take a shot. Sweet Story and No Sweat are next alongside Spanish Harlem. 1/8 of a mile to go. Lafta wanders back over to the inside, well clear. King's Ghost takes a late surge on the outside with Sweet Story. Lafta still there. 2 for Biancone and Mirage. Lafta all the way. 2nd is King's Ghost. 3rd is Sweet Story in 1:45.2.
Jockey Romero Mirage, coming into today's program, had yet to notch a stakes victory in his young riding career. He took care of that earlier on the program with a bit special, but he wasn't finished yet as he gets his second stakes victory aboard number 10, Lafta, who remains undefeated. After a sharp North American debut, she takes her game to a new level and wins under Patrick Biancone tutelage for DP Racing and jockey Romero Mirage. And it's time for a commercial break. Still to come, the late daily double, the in-reality division of the Florida Sire Stakes. Up next.
A passion for horses and a commitment to breed champions is the foundation of Hardacre Farm. Founded by Amy Tarrant, owner, breeder, and trainer, Hardacre Farm, based in Ocala, continues its tradition of success from the Breeders' Cup to Gulfstream Park. Hardacre Farm, from the breeding shed to the racetrack, in pursuit of producing the best.
Back now for the final two races on the Saturday program, and there's a look at the public pick in today's 13th race, Garter and Tie, from the barn of Ralph Nix with Misael Jaramillo. He had 11 rivals to beat in the 13th race, the in-reality division of the Florida Sire Stakes. It was the first half of the late daily double. Here's the call.
And they're off in the in-reality division of the Florida Sire Stakes. It was a smooth beginning, but there's a variety of pursuers for the early lead, including Well-Defined, who's 3 wide and up to challenge Gump. And at the inside, Dakota's Dude, fully loaded from the 10 post. He's marching forward. So the two fastest are Well-Defined and fully loaded. Down at the inside, Dakota's Dude. Then back to Gump. Elgin Escape is 5th early from the favorite Garter and Tie. Next at the inside is 1st and 3, working ahead of Organic Jenny with Cajun Firecracker on his outside. Homeboy rides the rail 3rd last. 2nd last, Grand Greyfrost. And the early trailer is Cajun Embers. Less than 6 furlongs to run. They head down the backstretch. Montalvo has him stacked and packed behind him aboard Well-Defined, who has the lead a half a length. Zayas turning up the pressure with fully loaded in 2nd. Gump is 3rd. Dakota's Dude is at the inside. Elgin Escape is 3 wide. Then back to Garter and Tie. The favorite's about 4 lengths behind, while 4 wide in between horses 1st and 3. Then it's a length and a half to Organic Jenny, trying to get going on the outside. Cajun Firecracker, 2 better than an improving Cajun Embers. Homeboy 2nd last. Grand Greyfrost last of all through the opening half mile in 49 and 2. Soft fractions for Well-Defined, and he looks strong at this point. Well-Defined leads by 2.5. Garter and Tie now starts to get into high gear 2nd, and it's a rematch of the last leg. 1st and 2nd today with a 1/4 mile left to go. Well-Defined trying to turn the tables, and he's got a 4-length head start on Garter and Tie, who's fully stretched 2nd. 4 back to Cajun Firecrackers and fully loaded, but Well-Defined came to play today, and he's kicking clear with authority. Carlos Montalvo for Kathleen O'Connell and Stonehenge LLC, all about Well-Defined, eye-catching in the in-reality. He won it easy by 6 or 7. 2nd, Garter and Tie. It's a very close photo for 3rd, involving Gump and Homeboy. First finish line in use, 144 and 4.
Top 2 finishers in the affirmed division of the Florida Sire Stakes run 1-2 in the in-reality division, except this time the decision goes to number 6, Well-Defined. Well-Defined got left alone up front and had plenty in the tank, wasn't really even confronted by Garter and Tie, and kicked clear for an authoritative victory under jockey Carlos Montalvo for Kathleen O'Connell and Stonehenge LLC. To the 14th and final race now over the turf at about 7.5 furlongs. Maiden claimers in for a price tag of $20,000. Scratch the 11, 13, 14, 15, and 16. It's a field of 11, and the favorite was the 6, Bucephalus.
And runners away. Good start from between horses for 5-star Recruit, who's heading off for the early lead. Quickly up the challenge is Tiz Luna. Moving out the rail, Nomad won't be far away. In fact, Chuck Lopez wants the lead with Nomad, who cuts the corner and now has a clear advantage. Tiz Luna is racing from 2nd. 5-star Recruit is out of their 3rd. Ducking to the inside and taking over 4th is Rising Storm. Then it's a length and a half back to a foursome. And then comprising that foursome, So Adorable, Treasure Bay with the inside edge. Far outside, 2-Step Slew. And then the 3 path goes Mia Mero. It's a gap of another 4 lengths back to Bucephalus. And then it's a gap of another 3 lengths. 2nd last, 2-Step Slew. Macho Pronto is last of the 11 as they head 5 furlongs from home. 24 seconds flat for the opening 3/4 speed. Nomad calling the shots with a comfortable advantage. 5-star recruit is second. Tiz Luna is now third. Mia Merrill worked on and starting to lose ground. Passed by Rising Storm. Out wide on the course goes Force 5. Then it's a length and a half back toward the fence to Treasure Bay, who's about 6 lengths off the lead. 2 better than an improving favorite, Bosyphilis, who's down toward the inside. He's moving sharply, but he's got a lot of traffic to overcome. 4 lengths ahead of a retreating So Adorable. Macho Pronto out the back door with Force 5 as they run for home. With the advantage, it's still Nomad. Nomad far off the top of the turn leads 2.5. Bosyphilis had to circle very wide on the course. He's trying to get underway and go get Nomad toward the inside, and Tiz Luna with 3/16 to go. Bosyphilis is not done fighting. He's coming right after Nomad, and here he comes under Jaramillo. Bosyphilis well backed, and for good reason, as he's taken charge and moves away. Bosyphilis very green but very good. He'll kick clear to win by 3. Nomad was second, Treasure Bay was third, then Tiz Luna and Force 5 to complete the high 5 in 133 and 4.
Number 6, Bucephalus gets the job done while rallying very wide on the course off the top of the turn, but the son of Painter had a big stretch kick and gets the victory in the Saturday finale under a Misael Jaramillo for Lily Kurtnes and owners Dennis Casper and Teresa and David Palmer. Number 1, Nomad with an improved run, stretching out to 2 turns. He was second, ahead of the 2, Treasure Bay, who ran third. We did have multiple winning tickets in today's Rainbow Six. That's huge, as we have a carryover going into closing day Sunday with a mandatory return. That carryover more than $135,000.
And that wraps up a fantastic day of racing on Saturday. Tomorrow, Sunday, right here at beautiful Gulfstream Park, closing day of the summer meeting with mandatory payouts in the Rainbow Six, the Super High 5, and the Late Pick 5. So it's going to be a great day of racing. 11 races, our first post, 1:15 p.m. Boy, you got to be at Gulfstream Park.
Hit the hay. I've been working all day. Hit the hay. What do you say? Hit the hay. Hit the hay. Well, I'm tired. Let me tell you, Jack, I'm so tired.